Q3FY24 earnings conference call. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then zero on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. This conference call may contain forward-looking statements about the company, which are based on the beliefs, opinions, and expectations of the company as on date of this call. These statements are not the guarantees of future performance and involve risks and uncertainties that are difficult to predict. I now hand the conference over to Mr. S.G. Reddy, Managing Director. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sagar, and good afternoon, everyone. A warm welcome to all the participants for the post-results earnings call of our company. I'm with my colleague, Mr. M. Reddy, and Mr. Atim Kabra, and SGA, our Investor Relations Advisors. The results and investors' presentation for Q3 and 9 months ended are uploaded on our company website and stock exchanges. I hope you had an opportunity to look at it. To begin with, I would like to take out a minute and talk about macro industry level trends. As we all have witnessed that there has been a remarkable upward trend in the defense industry, which is fueled by the heightened government spending. The prevailing geopolitical environment and the commitment to fostering self-reliance and increasing exports has become the major driving force behind this growth. Correspondingly, the union budget presented by the finance minister last week allocated 13% of the budgeting amounting to about 6.21 trillion rupees to the Ministry of Defense for the fiscal 24-25. This is the highest budget allocation among all the ministries, showcasing the importance placed by the government on strengthening our nation's defense capabilities. This further generates a multitude of new projects to equip armed forces with cutting-edge and sophisticated technology, lethal weapons, fighter aircraft, ships, platforms, unmanned aerial vehicles, drones, and other specialist vehicles, and also to upgrade and modernize the existing aircraft. Further, DRDO is lending extensive support to the industry to make India a net defense exporter. Transfer of technology is a key initiative in this direction. In this backdrop, Astra is strategically positioned to capture a large pie of this growing opportunity. Our organization is equipped with capabilities, deep domain expertise, years of invaluable experience, and an unwavering commitment to research and development, coupled with our robust strategic framework. We are in a position at an advantage to explore and excel in the emerging opportunities. To get into the specifics, during the quarter, I am pleased to share with you that we have reported a good set of numbers for the quarter, with the highest quarterly EBITDA impact. Our top line stood at about 230 crores, with 5% year-on-year growth, as indicated in our previous guidance. Additionally, EBITDA margins came in at a healthy 29.1% and PAT margins surged up to 18.3%. During the quarter, our domestic business contributed to about 80% of the top line. Further, within the domestic business, defense has contributed to 72% of the top line. As a result, we have seen the surging gross margin flowing to EBITDA margins. Coming to our order book, our order win continues to be healthy. We have booked about 256 crores worth of orders during the quarter, with overall order book standing at 1813 crores, implying book-to-bill at 2.24 times. Wish to inform you that during the quarter, the company has responded to RFPs worth about 155 crores and expect to book about 200 plus crores of orders in Q4. With this, we should be able to achieve and surpass our order book guidance for the year. In terms of the sales, we should be able to achieve around 860 to 890 crores for the whole year, as against target of 900 plus crores. However, we should be able to cross the bottom line target in terms of the PBT. We are happy to inform you that we have a significant contribution in Akash NG, which was successfully testified during the quarter. This has the potential to give a steady revenue for the company in the coming future. We are also happy to inform you that the company has decided to further expand its business in space segment by foraying into satellite integration, testing and launch its own next satellite in the next couple of years. Facilities for the same will be built at our existing Bangalore unit, and we have budgeted to spend about 40 crores in the next 3 years. For the coming year, we target to achieve about 1,300 crores of order booking, a top line in the range of about 1,000 to 1,100 crores, with a PBT in the range of 16 to 18%. With these remarks, now I hand it over to my colleague, Mr. Reddy, to share his thoughts, and later on to Mr. Atin Kaka. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. As Mr. Rajir had mentioned, our overall performance in Q3 was at par with the guidance given in the previous quarter ending call. We have booked 256 crores worth of orders in last quarter, that is Q3, which constitutes 161 crores from domestic segment and 95 crores export orders. In domestic market, we bagged 136 crores from radar, which is our main focus area, 16 crores from EW and defense communication segment, and 9 crores from space and meteorology sector. Also pleased to inform that we won close to 66 crores worth of development contracts from various DRDO and Israel labs. Overall, we have booked 830 crores in FY24 as on 31st December, and we are that results to be close to the 1813 crores as a total overall order book as of 31st December, and expect to book minimum of 230 crores less in the current quarter. We have bright visibility to book 1,300 crores worth of orders in FY25. Majority of them are production orders from domestic segment. As regard to sales, except a couple of R&D projects which we slipped out of production in the last quarter, we have ramped up our domestic sales and will further get improved in coming quarters to achieve 1,000 crores plus landmark in FY25. We are also delighted to inform that our JV company, ARC, has recorded splendid performance both in terms of order book as well as sales. With 395 crores orders booked in the current year, our ARC has a backlog of 547 crores as on 31st December 23. Also, we could register sales of 150 crores in 9 months period and planning to book 92 crores revenue in Q4. And we have clear visibility to book 900 crores plus orders in next 3 quarters. Going forward, we have a very good visibility to maintain sustainable growth with the opportunities emerging in the domain of our operations. That's all from my side. We're happy to answer your questions. Now I'll hand over to Mr. Atin Kaka to share his thoughts. Thank you.
Hi, Sandeep. Good afternoon, everybody. I will start with an observation. The legacy of the Second World War, which ended nearly 80 years ago, still defines the strategic vision of wars. Though it is being seriously rewritten, as war is increasingly being shaped by technology, and that's where we fit in. And within that within this overall space, the unmanned weapons system, they have changed the very paradigm of how wars were fought. With the new unmanned weapon systems being very cheap and highly effective, with delivery mechanisms ranging from the vehicles to the skies to the seas, and they allow not only real-time intelligence, but also adjustments to fire around the clock without pause, with high precision, while striking both in the front line as well as behind the enemy lines. Now, if I combine this capability with digital field creation, radio electronics, environmental controls, and cyber assets, basically technology-driven war is reinforcing superiority over traditional ways of warfare. In our opinion, countering these unmanned systems will be a big opportunity on a global scale. And Astra is very hopeful of demonstrating its first anti-drone system next quarter. We are taking a systems integrated approach here with skill features being incorporated, skill features being incorporated, I would say, around our main capability, which is identifying and tracking base radars. Work is already on within the company for the next version of the anti-drone systems with much upgraded feature sets. So we hope that this capability will be a big driver for us going forward. Beyond the skies, as SG mentioned, we expect space to be equally critical in times of war as well as in times of peace. Communication payload, signal controls, reconnaissance capabilities, high-end optics, hyperspectral cameras, they will all find uses in agriculture, internet penetration on a wider scale, effective communications, remote sensing, as well as warfare. So, nano satellites with custom usage to micro and large satellites will be a big market at scale. As SG mentioned, I'm glad to share that Astra's board has decided to focus on satellite space in a significant manner. As you are already aware, Astra has a sizable order book in the space segment, and we have been providing a significant portion of communication systems used in our research satellites. We intend to offer complete satellite systems, right from, hopefully, the design capabilities to satellite bus, to the command, control, payloads, all under one roof. And as we speak, we are being joined by senior experienced professionals who have been involved in satellite building since long. We intend partnering with companies, both local and overseas, offering supplementary skill sets and intend being a one-stop shop for all things satellite. Towards this, capital budgets have been allocated and a new 100% owned subsidiary has been incorporated, Astra Space Technologies Limited. We expect this new business line to start contributing to our numbers in a span of 2 years plus. We will share more as the plans are crystallized further. We, personally speaking, we are all very excited by the growth prospects and our ability to be a significant player in the space space, building on top of our capabilities. Quickly touching upon a few other initiatives taking concrete shape at this point in time. We have identified a few potential acquisitions that will fill the gaps in our skill portfolio and augment our capability to emerge as a systems entity. We hope to consummate the first such transaction over the next few months. So please watch this space for some more news on this area. The other area for growth where we intend building up significantly on our core capabilities is our in-house MMIC division. As you are well aware, Astra is one of the few companies that has in-house MMIC design capability, which have helped us innovate and build newer products with newer and different form factors. We intend scaling up this business line significantly in the global marketplace by leveraging our MMIC design capabilities. We are also evaluating our various ongoing next generation initiatives in line with their CapEx requirements and the timeline needed to translate the efforts into meaningful numbers that can positively impact our bottom line. And this is an ongoing process, but it has taken slightly more vigorous shape at this point in time. Efforts are being made to look at these programs where the bottom line impact can be very tangible in a defined time frame and prioritize a few programs while Others will see a pushback unless we can quantify their impact on our profitability in a defined time frame. Lastly, all this vision and growth as exhibited in the numbers will not be possible without the wholesome participation of the entire Astra family. Efforts are being devoted towards training our workforce, upskilling them, equipping them with newer skill sets, and ensuring that Astra becomes a place where the professional vision of our employees finds fulfillment in an environment that challenges the employees to reach newer heights and also provides them the platform to deliver on their vision. We can address these issues in detail as we go about, but happy to hand it over to back to the floor.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone phone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets only while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Amit Dixit from ICICI. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for the opportunity. Congratulations for a good set of numbers. I have 2 questions. The first one is on the EBITDA margin in this quarter. So if I look at EBITDA margin, it is very healthy, possibly the highest EBITDA margin ever. Now, it has a very low proportion of exports, like only at 20%. And of course, the space execution has picked up significantly in this quarter. So just wanted to get an understanding of what is the proportion of exports that we can expect in FY25. Will it be closer to 20, 30, or higher than that? And also the space execution, if you could highlight. That is the first question.
Yeah, you have a second question, or you want us to answer this?
No, I have the second question. I can ask it together. So there, in the last call, you indicated that the final trials of SDR are scheduled in January and February. So just wanted to get an update on that. These are the 2 questions.
SDR. I think the final trials of SDR, I think, pushed to June, July. But things are moving positively. Coming back to the first question in terms of proportion of export sales in the next year projections, I think export sales will be close to about 20 to 25%.
Okay, so that means this kind of margin that we have made this quarter, 28 and 28.5 or something, that margin could be maintained, or we should expect it to come down a bit?
We should be able to maintain in a 1-year cycle. Quarter on quarter, I do not want to comment, but we should be able to maintain on a yearly basis.
No, I'm asking only on yearly basis. So we should be able to.
We should be able to maintain. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Neeraj Mansingka from White Pine Investment. Please go ahead.
So just wanted to know on the Sukhoi upgrade, what is the status and how? Just wanted to know that.
Can you please repeat? We are not able to get your question.
The question is on this Sukhoi MK1 upgrade. What is the status of the government, and again, how many players are competing for that?
Yeah.
No. In fact, the status is the same like what we mentioned in the earnings call, that the upgrades, the DRDO is planning to upgrade, both radar and EW suite. Towards that, they started releasing some subsystems in EW suite. Whereas in radar, they are yet to finalize the configuration. hopefully they finalize in next couple of months time frame, and once they get this thing, probably they will start floating tenders.
Okay. But sir, has the radar supplier been confirmed, or is it again yet to be decided by the government?
To the information what we have is basically in principle they given clearance to DRDO to build the radar, and budget is yet to be allocated, I guess. But as such, the configuration is being finalized at DRDO. So not sure exactly how they are proceeding it, but as of now, DRDO is trying to build the radar, and they will try to identify industry partner to do that.
Okay. And how many players do you think would be competing on this? Because will this be a transfer of technology, or it will be just a showcase of technology for players?
As I said, this is too early to comment on that, and unless they finalize the configuration, we cannot comment on this. As far as the industries are concerned, as you know, there are about 2 to 3 industries are there in this race, and more may come. It all depends on what kind of a configuration DRDO finalizes.
Okay. And last question on the timeline. Do you have any thoughts of yours when it should be decided by the government?
I didn't get your question.
Any timeline thoughts you have at when the government should be deciding, or where do you think is the ultimate time when decision should be made?
We don't have any information on this.
Okay, sir. I'll come back to the queue. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. A reminder to all that you may press star and 1 to join the question queue. The next question is from the line of Santanu Chatterjee from Mount Intra Finance Private Limited. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir, for this opportunity, and congratulations for good set of numbers. My first question is on, sir, major opportunities on your different platforms, which you have already depicted in your Q2 presentation, but strangely this time around that in this latest presentation it is missing. In different platforms you have depicted in FY24, major opportunity size is more or less 4,000 crore. 2,060 crore is from radar segment and 2,000 crore from the system itself. Can you explain, sir, or can you give some kind of guidance that what is the present status of those orders, or when this kind of opportunities from different platforms get converted into the firm orders?
Yeah, there are various platforms which we indicated in the presentation. I'm not sure whether it was included or not this time, but it is same as the last quarter. Not much of change. We have our presence in Uttam, which is going for production. As you know, HAL is producing the radars. So 50% of the quantity they have earmarked for the indigenous version, that is Uttam, wherein we are supplying AAAU. And then second is the upgradation or LCA Mark 1. That is, LCA Mark 2 also, the DRDO is planning to go for radar. In that also we are likely to compete with other players. As one gentleman mentioned about Su-30 is coming out in near future, wherein we have to compete with other industry players for the radar and the EW segments. And in LCA Mark 1, we are also there in needed ASPJ pod jammer, wherein we are the only source as of now for that pod unit. In that we are supplying AATRU. And other platforms like AWC, which we have mentioned, AVAX, which 2 programs have been sanctioned. One is called Mark 2 and another one is Mark 1A. We are there in both the platforms. We have supplied originally the subsystems for Mark 1. about 5 years back. Now Mark 1 is also being sanctioned. So we are likely to expect good amount of business from that. Similarly, Mark 2, DRDO is finalizing the configurations soon. So there we have a competition. We have to compete with other players. It all depends, how this tenders get seasoned. But otherwise, we have a good opportunities for us to work on this domain. And in the ground segment, we have various platforms like weapon locating radar and also TLR, which is the radar for the Akash version. And also, we are working for the QRSAM and then, other major programs called Akash NG. These are all other programs which we have been supporting to BEL. Then coming to the missile platforms, we are there in Akash and then Akash NG as well as Akash Prime, then Astra missile, and also in QRSAM, Akash NG missile. In all these missiles, we have subsystems. And as far as EW is concerned, we are there in more or less in many platforms which BEL is being produced, like Shakti, Himshakti, Darashakti, Varuna. All these platforms we have been supplying subsystems. And that's all. These are the major programs in defense sector. In space, we have products for RSH, which are in production right now. And we are expecting repeats for similar payloads in near future. And apart from that, we are building our own satellite, payloads as well as in the satellites to address this particular market segment. And in meteorology, we supply automatic weather station and as well as remote terminals. These are all major projects which we have been supplying to IMD and all. The other one which are not covered is Doppler weather radar, which we supply to IMD and also ISRO. We are working in various frequency bands. So far, more than 15 have been installed and commissioned. Yeah, these are all some of the major programs which I think we have highlighted in last evening call.
Yes, sir. Thanks a lot for your elaborate information about those programs. But what I am looking for, sir, in FY24, you have given a specific timeline that within FY24, what kind of major opportunities can emerge from those sectors. Like you have mentioned over there that from BEL, Arudra medium power radar, or from DRDO long range radar, LRSAM radar, and as you have mentioned right now, AAWNC, 11 airborne early warning and control radars. The order you have envisaged to the tune of 2060 crore within FY24. So I'm actually asking that what is the present status and whether you are getting those orders and how much is actually convertible into the firm orders?
Yeah, against that 2,000 crores are less. We, as I mentioned, we are likely to book 1,300 crores worth of orders for FY25, and into which covers Arudra. Then AWC program, and also the long-range radar, which we are trying to get from DRDO.
Okay, sir. Thanks. And another last one answer from system itself. You have also mentioned over there that from Indian Armed Forces, you were envisaging more or less 2,000 crore order in program like counter unmanned aerial system. What is the current status of that program, sir?
Yeah, as Mr. Atim Kabra had mentioned in the initial remarks, that our counter drone radar is almost finally ready, and the internal trials are going on. We are likely to launch this product in the next quarter. We have firm RFPs, RFIs on hand, and most likely by FY26, we may conclude some of the contracts for this particular system.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A reminder to all the participants that you may press star and one to ask a question. The next question is from the line of Abhijit Mitra from Ionis Alpha Investment Management. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for taking my question. I have a couple of questions. First of all, regarding the AWC Mark 1A, I think next week is the expected AON. So what can be the potential order value that you will be bidding for, or will this be a bid, or this will be like a nomination tender for you?
We don't want to comment at this stage in this forum, Mr. Abhijit. I think this is a bit confidential, so we wanted to keep it this information.
No worries. And 1,300 crores of order inflow guidance for FY25. You mentioned 3 projects. I mean, those 3 projects will be like what, 60-70% of the total 1,300 crores, or it is like a long tail, or I mean.
Yeah, actually, out of 1,300 crores, this close to 1,000 crores from these major programs, defense and electronic warfare put together. And the rest is from space and the metallurgy sector.
Got it. And, just to understand the revenue guidance of 1,000 to 1,100 crores, what kind of execution are you factoring in terms of projects? Which are the major projects which you feel?
FY25, as we are given guidance of 1,000 to 1,100 crores.
Yeah.
In that, the major projects, like one is that Arudra, we have taken 20% of the contract for the execution. And the other programs which we already have orders on hand, there is, contains subsystems for various programs. And also the few radars like HISAR, APS radar, MRTR, etc. These are all contracts which we already received in this current year, and then which are in the execution phase. So similarly, in electronic warfare, we have received close to about 150 crores worth of orders, which we are going to execute in the next financial year. Similarly, in the telemetry missile, about 140 crores. In exports front, I think close to 250 crores we are planning to execute in the next financial year.
Sorry, I missed your last statement. In the Air Force, you mentioned what? Sorry?
Exports 250 crores plus.
So 250 crores. Got it. Also, just to understand, you raised money in May, June. So why have the interest costs gone up in this quarter?
Yeah, basically, you have to look at the breakup for that. It is not entirely the expenditure incurred on interest. There is another accounting treatment as per the accounting standard. The advances received from the customers, if they are outstanding for more than 1 year, we have to make a provisional entry in the books of accounts as interest payable and advances, and credit to a deferred revenue account, which is required as per the accounting standard. That entry constitutes about 9 crores out of the 19 crores or 20 crores, whatever is there. Otherwise, my interest cost for the working capital borrowings will actually come down compared to the corresponding quarter of previous year.
And the interest that you have applied on the advances is because of some, slow-moving orders, or?
No. So there's an accounting standard where if the advances from the customers is outstanding beyond 12 months period, then we have to make a notional entry in the books of accounts. Okay, we have advances received both from the export orders and also a couple of DRDO labs and SAC. So those advances are outstanding for more than 1 year. Though as per the contract we are not liable to pay, but as per the accounting standard it is mandatory, and hence a notional entry is booked in the books of accounts.
There will be a reversal also eventually.
Reversal as and when the contracts are executed and the advance is nullified.
Okay, got it. And this will be a recurring feature from now on, or what kind of provision yearly that you are looking for? 9-10 crores yearly provision, or?
It all depends what kind of advances are going to outstanding in the books of accounts. We have to wait and see.
Okay, got it. Last question, any supply chain challenges which you are facing now, which may impact the margin profile or execution next year, you feel?
Yeah, little bit are there, one or two critical parts, but otherwise, to a large extent, it got resolved.
Okay, so those gallium nitride and all those things have not sort of materialized in a way which could impact?
No, there is no negative impact.
Got it. Thanks. That's all from my side.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Ketan Gandhi from Gandhi Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. In opening remarks, you said something about satellite integration. Can you please throw some more light on that? Exactly what we are planning to do there?
Yeah, we are building a satellite for the Earth observation satellite based on particular requirement. And there, in fact, the payloads for that particular satellite is being already made by our space unit in Hyderabad. This new facility which we have, initiated in Bangalore is going to be integration of the complete satellite. So that address the Earth observation satellite and also the in future, all kind of a communication satellites we are planning to build in that particular, facility.
So more or less, we will be in the role of system integrator. Is it my understanding right, or we are into subsystems also in there?
We are basically a system integrator, and we are building our own system using our, subsystems, whatever payloads we have been developing for ISRO. Using that, we are trying to build our own satellite. And we are going to supply to the users. We are not going to operate, and we are not going to emerge as an operator. We are only going to be, against our contracts, we are going to build satellites.
Perfect, sir. Thank you. And sir, in Akash NG program, what value addition we are doing? Is it the seeker or some kind of microwave subsystems, apart from the older version?
See, this Akash NG seeker is a DRDO design seeker, wherein Bell, I think, they are manufacturing it. We have components in that, microwave components. Apart from that, we have one more component which is going to replace the imported transmitter. So that is one of the major subsystems which has flown in the recent trials and which was testified successfully.
So we are alone there, right? Nobody, no.
We have one more player. As of now, we are.
Thank you, sir. Very helpful. Thank you and all the best, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Participants may press star and 1 to ask a question. The next question is from the line of Abhishek Poddar from HDFC Mutual Fund. Please go ahead.
Hi. Thanks for taking my question, sir, and congratulations on good quarter. Sir, if you could elaborate more on the LCA Mark II, whether we will be involved in the design phase itself or our role will come later on?
I think, DRDO will design that, the radar, and then after that, I think, we'll start participating in that program.
Okay, so we would get a production order. We would not get a development order like that, is it?
Yeah, actually, the development orders, also there's a development contract, they'll get production orders.
Oh, okay. And, we would be competing to even get that development order. So how many players would be there and what are the, scope of work that we could be getting?
Right now, I can't comment how many companies are going to compete in this. But, yeah, definitely we have a, competitive edge, compared to the others, as we have been involved in this similar class of, radars and all. But beyond that, I'm not in a position. I cannot tell you about how many companies are going to compete.
Okay. Right. And sir, there was a big AON which was, DAC had approved in November, like it was 2.3 lakh crore. And there was a new scope which was included, let's say 97 LCA Mark 1 probably is new. So if I look at your presentation in terms of opportunity size, which you had shown about 7,000 crores.
Yes, when we are given that, overall figure, this 97 was not included. And this 97, it's additional thing for the 7,000 crores what we have mentioned. But at the same time, if you look at, some of the programs are likely to get delayed beyond FY28. So we are taking as a buffer for that.
Okay, understood. And when you share that presentation, you mean that the total potential is 25, where our win rate could be 7,000 or so?
I didn't get you. Come again?
Sorry, in the presentation, when you are showing the market potential for your products till 28, there are two slides. One shows 25,000 crores as the total opportunity, and another is 7,500 crores. So your sense there is that the total market size would be 25 or so, and your wins could be about 7,000 and all.
Yeah. So the total addressable market is around 25,000 crores, what we have indicated. And again, is that, we are likely, in that we have mentioned about some of them are proprietary in nature, and some of them are in limited competition, and a few of them are in open competition. So in all three categories put together, we have given about, say 8,000 crores around, order this, next 4 years.
And sir, in the BrahMos, would you be present anywhere, like in seekers or transmitters and all?
No, we are not in BrahMos seekers. Only telemetry we are there in BrahMos, which is, of course, the quantities are very less as compared to the seekers. But telemetry we have been supplying, and there's another product called altimeter, which they were importing all along. Now this recently our product has been tested in lab, and I think soon they'll go for flight test. Once it gets approved, I think we will have a good number of altimeters for the future production.
Right, understood. And just on the margins, last question for me. Your EBITDA margin is about 29, and PBT is about 24. So when you said next year's 15 to 18, this quarter would have something exceptional in 28% EBITDA margin. I missed it. So if you have already answered it, sorry.
These margin movements on quarterly basis is very dynamic.
Okay.
It all depends on the specific products that have been executed in that particular quarter. Therefore, on a yearly basis, what we have mentioned is about 16 to 18% PBT levels.
Okay, understood. And that would assume the export mix at 20-25%.
Yeah. Yes.
Understood, sir. Thank you, sir. All the best to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Neeraj Mansinka from White Pine Investment Management. Please go ahead.
For the government?
Our role in our program.
We supplied, RF and microwave components in the AWC program for the primary radar, like TR multi-module unit, antenna beamforming unit. These are all few products which we have supplied for the AWACS program in the past. And the next program also, we are there in the race.
So any thoughts on what is the size of that next program, and when can it be implemented?
Well, it's not in our hands, though the project got sanctioned a long time back, and AWC Mark II RFPs will be out soon. I think that's what we expect from DRDO. And then Mark 1A, I think may take another year time frame.
Okay, but in the AWACS, has the government finalized how many they will make, or it is just not clear right now?
No, it's cleared. Actually, Mark 1A, I think, is about 6 numbers have been cleared, and I think they are going away.
Okay. And but that order is not yet out, right?
Orders
For us.
Yeah.
Okay. And so would we be how many players would be competing for that in the AWACS components?
Yeah. See, let's not get into too much of specifics, but as I said, we are into primary radar subsystems, as well as we have few subsystems for the secondary radar. So overall, our contribution in the radar segment would be around 40 to 45%.
Okay, that's enough. Thank you very much. Yeah, got it.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we take the next question, would like to remind participants that please limit your questions to two per participant. If you have a follow-up question, you can always rejoin the queue. Thank you. The next question is from the line of Vipul Kumar A. Shah from Sumangal Investment. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. So just one clarification. Our order book is inclusive of our joint venture with Rafale, or that the order is not included in it?
Which order book you are referring? That 1,813 crores, which we have mentioned, is standalone.
Yeah. It is standalone, or it is inclusive of our joint venture?
No, it is standalone.
So what is the order book of our joint venture with Rafale?
It's about 540 crores for joint venture.
Okay. It's a 50-50 joint venture, right, sir?
Yeah.
And sir, my second question is regarding the BTP versus BTS. So can you comment on the margins in both the segments, and what is our revenue share in terms of percentage from both segments?
See, in BTS, usually this is the main area of our operations, where we take the business from the users like DRDO and other labs to develop the subsystems and all. So that is the BTS, which we have been working for last 30 years, right from components to the systems. And whereas in BTP, we are taking up these orders to fulfill the offset obligations from the foreign players. And in BTS case, usually our margins, it depends like, competition and also based on the, kind of business volumes and size of the, business. So usually it operates like, between, we work with 40 to 45%. And whereas in BTP, again, we have two categories in that. One category is where we have a more value addition, which includes the debugging of failures and kind of a thing. And the other one is pure like assembly and testing area, where we have a low margins. Their value addition is less. But in the other category of BTP, which we have been working, where the margins are a little higher, it's about 20 to 25%.
So, in our revenue share, what should be the percentage of BTS and what should be the percentage of BTP?
Now, actually, this next year, FY25, we have, as we mentioned, our overall exports would be around 22 to 23%, around that. And in that, the BTP will be close to 18%.
So domestic is 100% BTS?
Yeah, domestic is 100% BTS.
Okay, thank you, sir, and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Colonel Sarjeet Yadav from Mount Intra Finance Private Limited. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. Firstly, heartiest congratulations for a good result. Just one question, in case you can give some color on the space opportunity. As I understand that as of now, there is one product which is SAR payload. Any other opportunity we see, and in how much time do we see it getting commercialized? This is the question.
Well, we are working on that SAR payload. we got a technology transfer from ISRO, and we are trying to build payload based on the technology. Right now it is in the optimization phase. May take 2 more years for us to build this particular payload and to offer to the radar imaging satellite programs.
So any other product in the space segment that which we are targeting, sir?
Yeah, we have a few clients who are working over this kind of remote sensing the satellite.